Hi guys, you're back with Coach Marisa from Ultimate MMA Plus. Today I'm going to show you guys some lower body exercises you can do with a Bosu Ball. Okay, if you guys aren't familiar with a Bosu Ball, it's really good for some balance training, training the little stabilization muscles that are often overlooked, so really good to bring into some of your normal movements. So today we're going to do 4 exercises. I'm going to show you how you can use the top portion of this, or we can flip it, use the bottom. So we're going to alternate for a few things. So the first one we're going to do is some squats. So you can do this on top of here, but I do like to turn it over and perform this on a flat surface. So when you guys are getting onto this, definitely be careful. Obviously, you're on a lower half of a ball, so it is going to move. So either have something next to you, or I find the best thing is step right in the middle. If I step right in the middle, my weight is centered out, and then I can wiggle my feet over to the edge. Because just like our normal squats, I need to have my toes a little bit turned out and my hips and knees in line with that. Okay, so number one I always tell people is just stand. Okay, if your legs are shaking like crazy, that's totally normal if you've never used the Bosu. Okay, so first things first is just stand. Once you are comfortable, you start off with mini squats. Okay, just trying to keep this as level as possible as you're going. Once you get more comfortable, you can squat all the way down. Notice how the Bosu is still very level and come back up. So hips are still going back. You're still conscious of what your knees are doing. And you want them in line with your toes, hips open. Hands can come forward to help balance you out. And then we stand back up again, controlling at the top, making sure that your core is nice and tight and that you can control standing up. Okay, so we are going to do our squats. Again, balance is incorporated with this. You can add weights, but if you've never used the Bosu, do not start with anything in your hands. Just do your own body weight, because again, you'll feel your legs trembling like you've never felt before if you're not comfortable with these. Okay, so we are going to aim for 12 to 15 of those. Notice as I'm trying to get off, I'm going to wiggle my feet back to the center the same way I got on. Tiny bend in that knee, my weight's in the center so I can pick my foot up without sliding off, then I step off. Okay, so the first thing was our squats, both legs down, don't need any additional weight. Okay, so again, this is really going to help with our balance. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to flip this back over. Okay, I'm going to do a reverse lunge to a balance. Okay, so I'm going to bring one foot forward, and I'm going to try to find my toe right in the middle of this ball as much as possible. I'm going to keep pretty good posture, slight lean is fine, but I need to be able to see those front toes just like with any of our previous lunges. So if I'm too shallow, maybe I have to hop that front foot forward a little bit, that's fine. Let your back knee bend, and then you're gonna try to come to a balance, okay? So we're working in our balance training with our legs. Again, you can add weight, have some dumbbells here, up top, whatever you wanna do, a medicine ball, whatever you wanna do, but if you've never used the Bosu at all, just do your own body weight. So again, letting that toe find the middle, let that back knee bend, come forward, try to balance. It's not a high knee, I'm not doing cardio, it's not going fast. I am controlling everything. I'm gonna stay on one side. So I can do between 6 and 8, because I'm doing one side. And I go for the other leg again, find that middle, wiggle or hop that front foot forward if you need to, let that back knee bend, come forward, nice and controlled. Next one, we're gonna do a lateral lunge. Okay, so that was a reverse lunge. Now, I'm going to be stepping out to the side, my toes are forward. I'm just gonna sit my hips right over one leg. I'm not pushing into my knee. My toes are forward, okay, slight angle out. I'm sitting right over that leg. If we want to, we can come up, find that center balance as well. If you've never used the Bosu, maybe I just do some lateral lunges just like this and don't lift my foot off. That's just for a little extra challenge. That we come, find that balance, then I'd either turn, go on the other side, do my other leg again, step out, make sure we're in the middle, sit your hips right over that leg, then come forward. Notice how I'm using my arms too. That's what's going to help balance me out. Again, since we're doing single leg, you can do between 6 to 8 on each side. Okay, see how you feel. The last one we're going to do is a bridge. I'm going to flip this back over. Again, you can use both sides, but I kind of like the feel of the stable flat side just for a few things. So I'm going to scoop my hips very close to the black portion of the Bosu. I'm going to have my feet on here. Feet are about hip width apart. I'm going to do a little crunch with my ribs down and then squeeze from my butt hip area to lift up. I'm not arching from my back. I'm not overdoing it. Okay, core nice and tight. Crunch those ribs down. Squeeze from your butt. Try to get that hip line nice and level. Maintain it. Again, if this is shaking and wobbling crazy, that's okay. You're using little muscles that you don't normally get to use. So crunch down. Hips come up. Okay, since we're using both legs, for this one we're going to go for 15. So we'll run right back through it. So we have our squats. Again, when you're stepping on here, we're going to not slide your foot off to the side. I'm barefoot right now. You guys can have sneakers, but it's still slippery, okay? It's actually good to train barefoot. Wow, we do. I'm in a martial arts gym right now. We train barefoot all the time because you use little muscles that you don't get to use with sneakers on. So maybe try it out, okay? But step in the middle. Look, all my weight's right on that center point, so I'm not gonna slide off. Then I wiggle my feet. Don't try to pick one up and put it down, okay? It's like a seesaw. So wiggle your feet out. I want my toes out a little bit. I want my hips and knees to be in line with my toes. I let my hands come forward. I want this as level as possible, not falling forward or back, okay? So good posture. Squat down, come back. I'll show you guys from the side. And as I'm moving around, just wiggling my feet, and hips are going to go back, squat, come back up. Make sure you guys are breathing. So again, we're going to go for 15 of those. When I want to get off, put that weight right in the center. Then I'm going to flip it back over. We are going to do our lateral lunge to a balance. So I start a little bit away so that I can step out nice and wide, sit my hips right over that leg, and then come up to a nice balance point. Okay, there's a lot of variations that we can do with this, but we're going to stay on one side for our 6 to 8. If we're feeling good, maybe we want to bump it up to 10. That's fine. Then I go other leg, right in the center. Opposite arm's going to help me out. Okay, 6 to 8. Or if we're feeling good, we can bump it up to 10. We have our reverse lunge as well. So stepping back, toe right in the center. Make sure. So if I'm right here, my knee's going to push forward. I'm not going to be able to see my toes. So you may have to hop, let that back knee bend so I can see those toes. Come forward to a balance. Step back. Readjust if you need to. There's no rush. Take your time. Dipping down here. Come back up. Then your other leg's going back. And our last one that we just did is our bridge. So again, I like to flip this over. Scoot those hips in. Pretty much touching that black plastic portion. Okay, I don't want to arch my back to get up there, so I'm going to crunch my ribs down. My feet are about hip width. Toes are forward. Squeeze from your butt to lift up. If I don't have my hands down, then I'm using more of the body part I want to use. Here, I'm controlling, stabilizing with my hands as well. So if you don't need your arms, crunch those ribs down, squeeze. And if this is shaking crazy, that's a good thing, okay? That's your body just getting used to it. Eventually won't do that. Hold a second or two, come back down. That we are doing 15. So anything with both legs, we're doing 15 repetitions. Anything with one leg, you can do between 6 to 10. Okay, see how you feel, 6 to 8. If you're feeling great, feels good, do 10. Okay, we're going to do between 1 to 4 sets. I like to keep those numbers because they're attainable goals. You're not overreaching, overstretching. If you've never used these things, you're letting your body get used to it, okay, without overdoing it. Safety is number one. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. The full workout will be written below just to remind you. If you guys like this, give me a thumbs up so I know. And if you never want to miss another workout, definitely subscribe to our channel, Ultimate MMA Plus. See you guys next time.